Good morning. So I am at the Grand Sable Visitor Center where I'm parking my car and taking the shuttle bus over to Munising to begin my hike at Pictured Rocks. A lot of people usually hike west to east, but because of campground availability, I had to change it to, they go east to west, and unfortunately I couldn't do that. So I'm getting ready to get on the shuttle and start the hike.
Park's pretty quiet.
So here is the map showing the full Pictured Rocks, part of the North Country Trail. We are right now at the Munising Falls Visitor Center, and tonight I'm going to be hiking to this cliffs campsite. It's about 5.1 miles away, and staying there. And then the second night, the plan is to be at Coves, which is here. So that's a 15-mile day. That's going to be a longer day. And then Benchmark on the third day, and then finally finishing at the Grand Sable Visitor Center on the last day. So it is good to be back on trail. It's September 22nd today. About a month ago, my wife and I did a 5-day hike, 4 nights on the Spear Hiking Trail, which was lovely, and had a great time, but decided it was something we wanted to enjoy and not necessarily film. But the trail here through Pictured Rocks is part of the North Country Trail, which the Spear Hiking Trail is as well now. And so it'll be fun to do this section. As I said, a lot of people will leave their car here in Munising and get the shuttle to Grand Sable and then hike east to west. But that wasn't in the cards based on the campsite availability. So I am hiking west to east. And today is only about 5.1 miles, and it's about 10:45 or so. So it's not going to be too long of a day, but might try and find some nice spots for having lunch and relaxing and easing my way into the hike. Although right now, this isn't easing in based on the elevation gain I have to do. Well, I just checked the radar, and as you can see, I think I'm going to get wet today. So I'll try and get as far as I can and hunker down. Made it to the turnoff for Sand Point. Have to go down the stairs. For some reason I thought it was kind of an outcropping sticking out, but let's check it out. That I've been hiking the North Country Trail follows that ridge line along, and this Sand Point is a out and back to view some of this topography as well as the big lake. So over there is Grand Island, and apparently there is a lot of hiking trails and reservable campsites over there. When I was over at Garage Grown Gear the other day, I met a guy named Ben, and he's actually hiking over there right now, and then he is also going to do the Pictured Rocks Trail. So it's kind of fun meeting him and knowing that there's a place that you can go out into the lake and hike that doesn't require a 4 or 6 hour ferry ride like Isle Royale or a float plane to get there, and so might be a good possibility for a future trip. So we're trying out the Bon Bell, and of course it's day one, and it was in the fridge all last night, so it's still hanging together well. But right now the rain has held off, which is nice. I'm sure that I may pay for it later. We'll see. But it's quite pleasant here, right by the lake. I'll turn it around so you get a nice view. Well, no sooner did I pack up, but the rain started coming in, so decided to throw on the jacket because it's day one and I don't need to get soaked on day one. So one of the nice things being closer to more accessible places along the trail is that along with bathrooms with walls, you have trash and recycling, which means you don't have to carry trash for 4 days like I did on the Spear Hiking Trail. So now taking the 0.8 back to the trail. So if you decide to go to Sand Point, 173 steps from basically the lake up to the top, in case you were interested. All right, so now back on the North Country Trail, heading to the Cliffs campsite. Probably 2.4, 2.5 miles. It's about 1:46, so doing good. Well, just heard some thunder, so having to figure out how best to keep safe here. It's not rain you're hearing, it's actually another waterfall. So when you're stuck in a thunderstorm and you're hiking, one of the things they talked about was trying to stay lower. Right now I'm a little bit lower than the ridge, so I'm feeling okay there. I'm kind of protected by some of the trees, so I'm going to try and keep on going a little bit. My trekking poles are carbon fiber, although they have metal tips, and I do have metal in my backpack, so I do need to keep concerned about that. If the lightning and stuff gets a little closer, I may have to stop and take that off so that I stay safe. So for right now, I'm going to keep plugging along and try and see if I can make it through this. It's interesting because of all the times I've been hiking, whenever I've had a thunderstorm, it's been at night and I've been in a tent. So this is a new experience. You're gonna love retirement, they said. You're gonna get to do fun stuff like hike, they said. Heh. I don't know. Might rather be behind a desk or in a classroom right now. In the words of Darwin on the trail, sometimes you just have to embrace the suck. So I made it to the turn for cliffs. You can see it's still raining. See how exposed it is and whether I need to come back here and wait out some of the thunder before setting up camp. But it's only 3 o'clock, so I've got time. So made it to cliffs, and I'm over here at cliffs 1. So you can see it's a little bit soggy, but it's also starting to brighten up a little bit. But they've got the bear box over here and fire pit and 3 different sites. So this was the last one available, so I grabbed it so that I'd have a place to stay and actually complete the trip. So a little soggy, but we made it. Home sweet home for the night. So it stopped raining and I got dried off and clothes are hanging up, and so thought I'd come down and check out the lake and kind of enjoy instead of endure before dinner. In my pouch tonight is this is called Good Detour Paneer Scramble. Spiced cottage cheese with onions and tomato. Now, we had picked this for the 2 of us, my wife and I, to take on Spear hiking trail trip, but we didn't end up taking it. So since we had it, I thought I'd take that instead of buying a new one. It's 914 calories. I hope I can eat most of it. But it's been sitting in my pouch here for the last little over 5 minutes. It recommended 5 minutes, so we'll see what we think. Seems to have hydrated well. Stir it up a little bit. It's actually really good. I probably used a little bit too much water, but overall it's very tasty and definitely has some kick to it. So I would recommend this. Good Detour. So closing out day one on the Pictured Rocks Trail. Overall, it was a good day. It was no falls. Feeling pretty good. Made the shuttles when needed. Had lots of good learnings. I learned that the UP is in the Eastern Time Zone. I learned that Pictured Rocks is beautiful, beautiful area. Learned that good detour Paneer is very good, and that even though it was raining for much of the day and got pretty soaked, I can survive. And so with that, keep on learning, and we'll see you down the trail.